All right, this is Bruce for FXCoinz taking a look at the dollar yen. Why? Because it's at an interesting inflection point. You can see here on Thursday's high of 160.59 was almost an exact test of the 160.72 high from late April. That was followed by a very sharp decline. You can also see back here that very sharp decline followed a high. So we have a little bit of a recent pattern of sharp declines following a high. This advance recently shows a lot of strength as it kept going, but you can see this rising lower momentum here. Let me just zoom in a bit. Following a reclaim of the orange 50-day simple moving average. So it was support, then broke, resistance, and then support, and then a nice rally. But you could see the momentum here versus momentum here. And so that momentum looks like it may have run out of steam around the prior high. Also this high right here from late March at 160.46. And because we had a sharp outside bearish day on Thursday with a weak closing, a break below the lower uptrend line of a rising trend channel, the break of this internal trend line of a rising bearish wedge, and then support found at the purple 20-day simple moving average and a nice bounce off that support. So we have this wide range bearish day near previous resistance, signaling the potential for a shift and momentum possibly to the downside. That would trigger on a drop below this low here of 159.53, also below the 20 moving average, now at 159.61 approximately. The first initial support zone is going to be at the 50 moving average, 158.94 currently, and this minor swing low here that tested support at the 50 before this advance at 158.75. So that's the first key support zone. If that holds, maybe we get a bounce. We'll have to see what happens after that. Lower potential targets are going to include this zone right here around the 50% retracement at 157.81 and the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement at 157.15. The lower target zone is this uptrend line if price keeps falling. Of course, it depends on when price might fall. You could see that very shortly by here, the uptrend line is going to be above the 61% retracement. Nevertheless, it's an interesting inflection point also to the upside. So if we get a rally above Tuesday's high of Thursday's high 160.59 and it keeps going, that would be a real sign of strength, and we'll have to see if that is sustainable or not given the previous behavior around that price zone. All right, that is it for the dollar yen traders. Have a great weekend.